Steven, quick question. Is that the best shape you ever saw Tank in, including the Pedraza weigh-in?
Well, certainly, from what we've seen in camp, with All Access, it was his smoothest camp. And he talked all week about having, very different feeling going into this. So the scale was no surprise to those of us who've seen the camp. It was a different level of dedication and maturity that he showed this fight.
Yeah, but I know you can't always tell that from muscle definition and cut, but it almost looked like he's more cut than we've ever seen as well.
It's difficult to sequester yourself, go into isolation, but I think he saw a lot of benefit. I think I'll be surprised if he doesn't continue going back to Vegas for camp going forward.
And lastly, do you think Leo will be able to stand up to that power, Steven?
That's the question. We've seen bigger guys than Leo that had problems. Pedraza, for example, who's bigger, similar build to Leo, but the reality is, a lot of Leo's defense is offense, and if he can occupy, and wear out Tank, I think that's where it's. But without question, being realistic, Leo has to fight the perfect fight in order to win.
Do you expect him to come out similar to the Frampton rematch?
I think that's a good example. Yeah. Everyone, is used to seeing him come out full speed ahead, activity. That was more strategic. Leo has long arms. He's got a long reach. We don't see him use it all the time because he likes inside. But on the second Frampton fight, he was at the end of his jab the whole fight. He fought strategic. He didn't engage except in very, specific moments. I think if I had to guess, I think we'll see a similar Leo to that.
And you think Tank returns to pay-per-view if he wins this one, especially wins
It really
big?
depends on the opponent. There are few fighters in the sport today that can go pay-per-view every single fight. We're used to it with Floyd, with Canelo, but that's the top of the pay-per-view market. So I think it'll depend a lot on opponents.
It'd have to be a Lopez or a Haney or a Ryan Garcia, that kind of thing.
Yeah, even some of those, maybe not.
Right.
But I think it really depends on how the market reacts to him. And it's not just about the financial results here. It also has to do with how expensive the fight is. Sometimes we don't have a choice but to go because the fighter purses are so much.
Right. And some of those fights might need more marinating that I mentioned.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I mean, I look, if you ask me, the one that is most ripe is probably Ryan Garcia. And they've been talking for a little, but that's getting ahead of ourselves.
I would love to see that though.
It's there's a lot of good matchups.
Anything you want to say to the fans watching that should order the fight tomorrow night?
Well, look, when you have a main event as big as this one, gets all the attention. Sometimes it overshadows the undercard. But it's been a while. I can say on this card, honestly, any one of these 4 fights could have headlined a Showtime event. Regis Prograis returning against Peraltes undefeated. That's the main event. Obviously, Barrios is in a title defense, is a main event level fight. Isaac Cruz versus Magdaleno might steal the show. So this is not one where you tune in right before the main event. For boxing fans, these are 4 quality, interesting fights.
Thanks so much, Steven. See you
All right,
tomorrow night. Thanks, brother.